Hello everyone! Today we're going to be making lava lamps. Have you ever seen a lava lamp before? Oh, you haven't? Well, now is your chance. We're going to do a science project where you get to see the difference between water and oil and see which one is on the top and which one is on the bottom. And lots of colors and bubbles. Here are all the things that you're going to need. You'll need a clear jar, vegetable oil and water, food dye, Alka-Seltzer tablets, and a measuring cup. First, we're going to start with our jar. If I turn my jar around, I have measuring components on my jar. See these lines? It shows me how much of something I'm putting in the jar. First, we're going to put 3/4 full of water in my jar. Then, we're going to put some food coloring in. I chose blue because it's my favorite. Now, look how beautiful that is. But we need to find something to stir the food dye into our water so it is all one color. Do you see how the food dye drops to the bottom? That means it is heavier than the water. So we're going to mix it all up, and now we have blue water. Now set your jar aside and look at your measuring cup. These same lines are what we need to put 1 cup of oil into our jar. Now we're going to carefully pour the oil on top of our blue water and let it separate itself. Did the water or the oil go on top? The oil went on top, you're right. And we need to make sure that all of the oil is on the top before we add our Alka-Seltzer tablets. And we're going to add 2. That's 1, 2. And look at all of those bubbles. It looks like waves. Wow. The fun part about science is that you can do all different kinds of mixtures. Let's try again. This time, I'm going to pour my cup of oil in my jar first. Then I'm going to add the water to the rest of my jar. Do you think it will separate like before? It did. The water is on the bottom and the oil is on the top. I'm going to use some red food dye and put it on top of the oil. But wait, why isn't it changing colors? We need to get the food dye to the water. So that means it has to move past the oil and touch the water before it starts changing a color. Now let's add our Alka-Seltzer tablets and see what happens. 1, 2. We still get bubbles, but it looks like the Alka-Seltzer tablets are helping the trapped bubbles of food dye pop and make our water more red. Wow, look at all those colors mixing together. Now I'm going to add some blue to the top. And the blue food dye finally dropped to the bottom, and it's mixing with my red. Let's try another mixture. Get a clean jar and let's fill it up halfway with water. And then we're going to get our measuring cup and we're going to put 1.5 cups of oil into our jar. Before we pour in our oil, let's add some color. I chose to do some yellow and some red. What color do you think we're going to get? That's right, it's going to turn orange. So now we're pouring our oil on the top and letting it separate. The water is on the bottom and the oil is on top. Now with our yellow oil and our orange water, we're going to add some Alka-Seltzer tablets and see what happens. I think this one is my favorite one yet. Look at all of those bubbles. I love seeing all the bubbles and the water and oil bubbling around each other. In science, you try to do all different kinds of mixtures of things so you can find the one that is best for you. I think I'm also going to try and add a little bit of green food dye to the top. Oh, look what's happening. It's still taking a very long time to mix with our water. I had no idea. That was so much fun. I loved all my lava lamps. What different mixtures did you come up with? Which one was your favorite? Send me lots of pictures. I can't wait to see. I'll see you next time.